Welcome back to TNT this morning. We're talking about comics and Comicon 2, which is on November 20th, Saturday, November 20th, and it's going to be at the Holiday Inn, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Now, we're going to take your calls on 622-4010 and 622-6770. Some of you are going to be wondering why we're opening up the phone lines. Well, I'm going to tell you why. We're talking comics. We're talking about the development of the youth, young people reading, remedial reading. We just learned a while ago in Chicago. As part of a slow learners program, and the use of comics in that particular program, and comic lovers in general out there. Parents, also call us and tell us how you feel about even your kids indulging in the reading of comic books and some of the important elements that they can actually derive from the reading of comic books. So folks, getting back to the actual convention that's coming up, it's the second of its kind. You hope that this thing is going to go on? What do you expect out of this Comicon 2?
Well, first of all, what we expect, or what we would like this one to be, is that we would get a second chance for all people to get in, because there were a lot of people who couldn't get in and who were disappointed at the last one.
Right.
So this is the reason we had this one so quickly, was our way of trying to make up for the disappointments that people faced at the first one.
Okay, let's take Arima on the line. Arima is standing by. Keep your calls coming on 622-4010, 622-6770. Hi Arima, good morning.
Good morning, Adjodha and the panel.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning.
I am hoping that what the gentlemen have on stream, that the endeavor will be successful, because comic did a lot of good for the youth years gone by.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a comic library, and I can tell you, used to do exchanges, and as a result, it molded the guys, you know, as regards reading and whatnot, what they miss out in school. You find boys who used to stray away, who in those days they called Lacoit Beach. They used to have a comic book in the pocket, everybody. Mm-hmm. Most of the, you know, and it's a ceremony hoping that the youths between 10 to 15 will be thinking, you know, in such a way that as regards it is hard to get these guys of today. Youths in those days group them.
Of course, yeah, we used to get together and sit down and read our comics, exchange ideas, say this is what I read, this is what my story was all about, and discuss it, you know, debate among ourselves.
And debate future plots as well, where the story would go.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much, Arima. Let's take Pinal on the line. Hi, Pinal, good morning.
Morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Yes, I think that this idea is very good. When I used to be at school, we started off reading comic books very early. And then we proceeded to like Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. This enhanced our reading ability a lot. And I think it's very good that you all are coming out with this exposition of the comic books.
Okay.
And I hope to be there. Thank you very much that you're doing a job well done.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Arima and Pinal, keep your calls coming on 622-4010, 622-6770. You know, it was from the comics that I actually developed a real interest in movies and acting as well, and the development of storylines, because you actually start to see that.
Yes.
You take a plot and you develop on the plot. Even when back at college in literature, we would usually do what you call a book report, and very often we would even do mock comic book reports among ourselves, which was a fantastic exercise for kids actually getting together and talking to each other. We've got another call on the line. This is from Point Fortin. Good morning, Point Fortin.
Morning, Hansley.
Hi, ma'am. Morning.
I'm calling, you know, and I'm so glad that this exhibition could be put into place, because I remember a young woman, a little boy, who could not have read anything at all. And because of my brother-in-law, you know, having comics at his home, this boy was able to watch the pictures and so by able to read, and now he's doing well in North America, right? And one of the things I want to say is that before computer and high tech was in high gear, that, you know, we used to read this thing in sci-fi comics and all this a long, long time ago. So hats off to the organizers of this organization, and I wish them all the best.
Okay, thank you very much,
ma'am.
Okay, Chaguanas is on the line. I understand the calls are coming in very quickly. Hi, Chaguanas. Good morning.
Mr. Hansley.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it that all you're introducing something like this in the nation, you know. I have been reading comics for the past 40 years, and because of comics, I really love to read now. And I support this idea that it should be introduced.
How would you say comics influence your life as a human being in terms of developing you, how you saw people, and your interpersonal relationships.
Okay, right. So begin with it. Made reading so easy because while you're reading, you're reading and you're seeing the actors at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So it is an ability that you don't get just reading only letters.
I see, yeah. And you see things illustrated for you. Okay.
Right, that is the point.
Thank you, Chaguanas. Let's take San Fernando on the line. Hi, San Fernando. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Oh, yes. I feel so happy. I haven't much to say, but I feel so happy with this comic book business this morning. Because long time as a child coming up, we didn't have all these sort of crimes and different things because everybody take up the time and reading the comics. So happy, man. I feel happy.
Well said.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. So happy.
Thank you.
God bless you all, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, San Fernando. Why aren't we seeing more comics at the bookstores now?
Lack of interest, I suppose, and with inflation and devaluations, the prices are just ridiculous.
Very prohibitive right now.
So, it becomes very difficult for children to read. What we'll be doing at the convention as well is we'll be having a whole, maybe several thousand books at about $1 and $2 each, so that people will be able to pick up some books for their children, take it home, and hopefully introduce them into a whole new world of enjoyment.
All right. This is great news. Keep your calls coming because time is actually running out against us, so we're going to take just squeeze in a couple more calls on this particular topic.
And we hope you'll be there as well, Hansley.
What's that?
We say we hope you will be there on
I'm
the
going
day
to
as
be
well.
there, of course. Yeah, Diego Martin is on the line. Hello, Diego Martin. Good morning. Yes, Diego Martin, go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Morning.
Yes. I'd like to congratulate these gentlemen about bringing comics for children to start reading. Because I started to read comics about 5 or 6 years old. And when I was 10 or 12 years, I was reading all kind of magazines and things. It introduced me to reading. And that's what I like about it.
Introduced you to reading, yeah. Okay.
In addition to that, it builds your vocabulary as well.
Yeah, it does. But maybe you should start exercising some kind of program, implementing this. Because what I'm hearing from a lot of people, the comic book was the foundation for other reading and for other literature. Your interest actually started there.
That's why I said what we intend to do first and foremost is to get the classics illustrated, which are the, if you want to get children reading, you want to interest them in the great works of literature as well. And what a nice way, instead of handing them a 400-page book, you hand them 150, 125-page comic book adaptation. And then from there, hopefully, enough of the salient points will be put into the comic adaptation that will make them go for the novel.
Maybe this could be the way we start to start going.
It may be very daunting for a youngster to pick up a 400-page Moby Dick, but they'll pick up a 75-page comic book, like it, maybe move on to the classics, the actual novels themselves.
More and expand on the
precisely.
story.
That's what we're hoping to accomplish by this.
Okay, now this is very, very important. Let's reiterate the time and where, when.
We will be on Saturday, November the 20th at the Holiday Inn, Port of Spain. We start at 9 a.m. until 7 p.m.
This is at the Savannah Room.
At the San Fernando Room.
San Fernando.
San Fernando Room.
So this is actually a misprint here on the
Yes,
ticket.
the San Fernando Room of the Holiday Inn, and we'll also have the International Japanese Animation Festival, which will be at the Teak Room, which is on the same floor, the first floor of the Holiday Inn, Port of Spain. They both start at the same time, 9 a.m.
It's only $5.
$5 at the door, yes.
Okay, now you've got great comic lovers in this building right now. People like Ashford Jackman, Tony
Yes,
Dennison.
yes.
They're all comic lovers. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
No
Hafeez,
problem,
Lindsey,
Hansley.
great work. I'll see you guys on Saturday, November 20th.
Thank you very much.
And please don't make yourselves any strangers. I love the comic. We'll be back in just a bit here on TNT this morning. Stay with us.